Hey there team, and welcome to Rivendell. Welcome to what I believe is a 3v3 on Rivendell, as I've got Cardolan alongside Rohan and Numenor to hold. So again, playing as defense, I would always say I'm not the best defense player in the world, but when it comes to a 3v3, it kind of changes the game a bit. It's no longer sort of a 3v4 or a 3v5 mentality. You're switching it up a little bit. So we will, how do I usually like to do this? I think I sort of go over, I'll go over the units, but keep in mind they'll all be a bit bunched up and jumbled, and then I will have a quick look after we've actually deployed. So anyway, Rohan, played by Red Knight here, as my first ally. He's got his Menacelled Guard, which is where he's got his general popped in today. I've got Cardolan, which again, a faction that I'm pretty familiar with, of course, it's definitely my favourite faction. I've got my Hearthguard, that's where I've got my general. He'll almost always be there for me. Red Shields of Erkenbrand, again from Red Knight. Some Ruffians from myself, those bandits with their javelins, and then just sort of mixing up a little bit in melee. Shield Maidens of Rohan. And yeah, lots of throwing potential, which you're always going to get, of course, in a siege. The Adunheim Shadow Bows, which I heard from a comment recently on the Minas Tirith fight. They're actually sort of the heaviest armoured ranger. It still is. They're still pretty fragile for the most part, but a lot more armour than most other rangers. So pretty solid. My sharpshooters, of course. Eastmark archers from my allies. We've got some dwarves on the field today because the dwarven catapult is manned by the boys. Then over here, more Eastmark spearmen, those basic spears. Dunedain rangers from myself. Belagar footmen. Greenway garrison footmen. Ooh, good merge here. I think I've got some Cardolan archers, which is quite rare to see from me, but again, on a siege defense, you know, why not take them? The sentinels there, Naranara sentinels, lots of these spears, Westmark spears. Yeah, again, we will have a look at this when it does get spread out, but let's just have a quick gander at anything big. The Fires and Sword Masters, you're seeing them there, which is very nice. I've got my Tharbad Warhammers too, and we're seeing some Royal Guard, Naranara Royal Guard in there as well. That's where I would have my general if I was added. Again, more of the Greenway Garrison footmen. Changed the model of them, so they've got this sort of Tharbad look to them. But still very, very cool. Westmark infantry. So I've got things positioned a bit differently. I'm recording in a different setup, a different location. So I'm actually sitting down, which is pretty strange for me. Usually I'm very, I like to stand up. I've got a standing desk back home that I do all my recording on. But today I'm going to be sat down. I've got my mic positioned off to the side. I think it should be doing okay, but it's slightly closer to my laptop, so hopefully it it doesn't pick up on too much shenanigans, but it may. Let me just do a quick check. Good, that should be fine. But yeah, so if there's a little more background noise, this battle and probably the next 3 or 4 will be in this same setup. So if the noise is a bit of a nuisance for you, I'm sorry about that. It's going to be staying for a little minute. Tintin is the first attacker today. He's got his Moria Spear Guard there. Those I think they're still AP. Actually, I've not played as the Misty Mountains since the new patch, or well, the test patch as it currently still is. Moria Halberdiers, behind them the Black Orcs of the Mountain. More Black Orcs. White Orc Fearmongerers, Heavy Gobble Crossbowmen, and yeah, of course, lots and lots hiding in the forest. But there are these Drake Broodlings, Bolg's Champions, and the Goblin King Bodyguard, or Goblin King Guard. Now, is this the general? I suppose it is. Ah, I didn't know we had. I didn't know we changed the general. He's no longer. Oh, shoot, I really should know his name. Yeah, he's no longer a sort of a big white orc. He is now he's now a goblin. He's now among his, he's one of his goblin boys. So then Dol Amroth here, played by Warlord. My mouse cable is falling in a hole that I didn't see. Let's hope that doesn't keep happening, because I will end up damaging the mouse if I keep sort of ratcheting that out of the hole. Dol Amroth. So not entirely themed, unfortunately, but still fair enough. Dol Amroth men-at-arms there, lots and lots of them. Some of these Dol Amroth spears, halberdiers, Belfast Marines, and the Talon Knights, too, with their maces. Good for sort of shunting their way through. It looks like Dol Amroth is doing that little sort of split situation. Usually I do sort of agree with that. They're going to be coming in 2 entrances today. We will have a look at that when we go back to the Defenders side. Pretty standard army, you would say. Nothing too crazy from Dol Amroth. Dol Amroth, you can go pretty heavy on the cavalry, which for Rivendell, we will have a look at the settlement itself. This is the new Rivendell. Which, oh shoot, damn, I won't be able to release this. Oh well, this one will be coming out later then. So okay, forget the thing about the next three or so recordings. Anyway, last attacker here is hidden. He's got his Galadrim archers, more Galadrim archers. Over here, some bladesmen, double spearmen, more bladesmen. Galadrim riders, kindred and nobles there. So again, well, as you'd expect from Lothlorien, lots of arrow firepower. These axemen ready to sort of break through my lines, and some spearmen too. And that's that. So as for the fort itself, as we're still sort of setting up, I'm going to be guarding this entrance, but there is also this entrance over here, which I believe... I can't remember if that was... I'll say it right now, that doesn't end up getting used. I can't remember if that's currently bugged or if we just decided not to use that. But either way, I do leave units around here to watch that area. Lots of open space, as you can see. So if you did go for a pretty heavy cavalry Dol Amroth, I'm going to go 0.5 speed because we have officially started now. You could get some good work done. Also for a defender, once the attackers move into this area, you can do some good work with your own cavalry as well if the enemy doesn't really have any good tools to counter them. And then Adin's going to be defending this area over here. He's got a much larger choke point than I do, but he does have this sort of height advantage, which it will mainly benefit you. It can actually hurt you. If the attackers are coming up here and you're fighting down, they can still shoot over their lines quite comfortably into yours if you bunch up a bit too heavily. But generally, I mean, Adin is a skilled player. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, and then we do also have this fallback point here. An entrance there, an entrance there. We've sort of even got that one there too. And then the very final choke point, or the very final defensive point, because you can sort of run through here and here, but at least you're sheltered from most arrow fire. So at first, Rivendell really does look like it's quite an open, a bit tricky, quite an Edoras feel to it. But I really think that it's quite an effective place to hold. I quite like the map. Bit different as well. So I'm setting up my tollkeepers out front. Behind them, just setting up some men-at-arms, ruffians, a bit of a hodgepodge defense, but I'm just kind of relying on my numbers as Cardolan, especially up against Lothlorien. I can take losses. It's very odd to say that as a defender against an attacker, but I can sort of suffer a few losses here to tempt to forward some of his nicer units so that I can shoot them up with my crossbows and the like. Rohan is being our support player here. He's going to have half of his army, or a portion of his army supporting me, and a portion of his army supporting Adin. But yeah, having a glance. Right now, yeah, anything crazy. He does have his catapult backing me up as well. Some axemen to watch over them. To be honest, if I had known this map fully, I really would have liked to take maybe a Tharbad Riders. I think I could have got some good work done for them in here, and I think the next time I do defend on Rivendell, I probably will take some sort of cavalry unit. And again, yeah, Adin got the same sort of vibe as me. Got these Belegar footmen out front, but he has double armor upgraded them. Or is this the triple armor upgrade? I can't quite remember. But no, I think it's just the double. So they've got this, the old model of the Numenorian shield guard. Really badass looking. And to be honest, that's some good armor that they've got. With 2 armor upgrades, they were already quite a nicely armored unit. So 2 armor upgrades, bringing them up quite nicely. So I'll start the battle properly here because we're about to clash. Charging down onto the Gobbo infantry. This is going to be a... Oh, that's just Gobbo infantry. So is that Gobbo infantry with armor upgrades? Oh, yeah, because I don't believe that there is like a Goblin heavy infantry anymore. I think they've just got the Gobbo infantry and he's just given them this armor. But yeah, the Belegar footmen will love that fight. Even with that nice armor upgrade, even though they've got the swords versus the enemy spears, And yeah, no, that height advantage, it's going to be too much. Hopefully, it's not too loud. Let me actually, I'm going to, oh no, okay, that should be a fine volume. I do like having the clash of spears and swords in the background, but I will have a quick test listen of the audio after this fight before I record the next one. And you see up here the shadow bows have actually, you can run along here and position yourself up on this point here. God, those berserkers have spread themselves out now, but that would have been a really nasty clash. They do have 2 hit points, but they are so lightly armored and really quite important to 1010's attack. Just being able to grind us down and really slam in hard with that heavy hit. Over here, the Spear Guard, because the Spear Guard are something very different. They've got that AP, so they're butchering on through it, and they're just a better unit overall than the standard fighters. But yeah, with that 2 levels of armor upgrade, I'm sure they've maybe got some other sort of advantage as well. It's allowing them to do a hell of a lot better here. But yeah, Adam can be pretty happy with that clash right now. Just dealing with the enemy's chaff. Over here, we've got another little clash. One that I'm not quite as happy with. I really thought that this would go a little bit more in my favour. The Lothlorien Blade Masters here clashing up against my Cardolan Men-at-Arms. They've also got some spears in there too. Yeah, it's Lothlorien Spearmen. And I think that was really that was what sort of is bringing me down here. I thought it was kind of a 1 unit versus 1 unit situation. Something that I knew I would lose up against those elves in this sort of tighter space, but I still thought it would go slightly better than it has been. I thought my armor, my heavy armor there, would be the thing that sort of lifted me up. But you see, I do move forward a unit of Greenwood Garrison footmen now, because pikes will butcher this. And because it is pretty muddled up, I can be pretty hopeful that he's not going to slam arrows right into my footmen just yet. Over here, although we may not have to worry about them crossing this position, that doesn't mean that they're going to be letting us sit idle on this area. Hidden's really coming forward with those archers, with the Galathrim Riders. This is a lot of very powerful archer fire. Goodness me, it's been quite a while since I've done any recording, actually. This is all the way into March that I'm recording this one. And so far this year, I've recorded one battle. It's been a pretty hectic year so far for me. Goodness sake, I'm really sorry that oh no, I don't actually think that there's been anything singularly dramatic there. I think that is just the result of the Belagar Footman grind. You can see with that 2 levels of armor upgrade, they have really been able to do that without suffering too many losses at all. And they've gotten around the back of this Spear Guard unit because there's not really anything coming in behind it. Let me just zoom in for a sec. I mean, well, yeah, you can see clear as day there's nothing behind it, but just to get an idea of what's happening there. And this is a great little slurp up, because you've got to keep in mind, this is 3 attackers here. They can't make as many mistakes as you can in a 4v3 or a 5v3. You know, that's always my thing. Like, a defender can make very, very few mistakes in those sorts of scenarios, whereas attackers can kind of, you know, it's like, okay, that attack didn't work out. Oh, well, that's fine. We lost a unit or 2 there, no problem. Whereas, yeah, 3v3, they've got to be a little more careful. They can't make as many mistakes. So he's coming forward now with these warriors and also these axemen. Oh, shoot! So the Galathrim axemen, they actually throw axes now before they jump into melee. This was a surprise to me at the time. It's a surprise to me while I'm recording it as well. So you can see just how much I know about Lothlorien. Lothlorien is definitely my least played faction overall. He's coming into my ruffians who have thrown, not really a problem. My men-at-arms, okay, yeah, give me those axes. But a lot of those axes were actually going to my Greenway footmen. That was, of course, what he was going for, and you can see quite a few of them have gone down. Because right now, in melee here, they've not really got a counter to my pikes. Which it's going to shift back in my favour. There we go, good. You did see it went from in their favour to balance to now in my favour, because my pikemen stopped taking that damage from the throwing axes. So they were like, actually, no, we're doing okay here. A few of my sharpshooters dead. That was from, say, these Galathrim archers over there, bringing them down. I've got my ruffians saving their ammunition right now, but yeah, because I don't really want to go into the front of the axemen. You know, I would go into the back of an axeman, no doubt. Oops, daisy, sorry, banged the mic. But I'm really wanting an unshielded unit to go for with them. But so far, all right. 7 for 11, so that's pretty damn good. But keep in mind, a lot of those kills, this is not counting anything to do with sort of unit quality. This is just counting numbers, which we have cleansed numbers. Right, I'm just getting a little bit nervous because I banged my mic there because again it's in a different position and I'm worried that I mucked up the cable. So we're just going to hover here for a second and you're just going to get treated to this freeze frame for a sec while I test my recording. Or not. Nope. Hey. No, we are good, yeah. That was... Thank you for that little check there. I'd rather do a quick check there rather than get all the way through the battle and realise my audio is gone. Because I always prefer my first, look through a fight. I think my first time through is always better. Second time through it means I can make sure I'm catching some really good things, but I just feel my reaction is not quite as good. It's not quite the same. So he is coming at me pretty damn hard here, and this is usually something that you don't see. The elves coming forward before a human ally. 9 times out of 10 you'll see the human coming up and then the elf coming in to finish the job. Lothlorien, because they've got some decent armor, it's not like Linden, it's not like Mirkwood. You know, they do actually pack on a bit of armor onto their warriors, or some decent armor anyway. I know Mirkwood does, but usually still you'll see an armored up human coming forward. As well as that, normally when I'm playing as, say, the support team, which in my mind right now Dol Amroth is playing as sort of the supporter, I like to use my units before the main guy, you know? I'm trying to move my sharpshooters around to get a shot on that trebuchet. Really would have been better if I could have moved forward an archer unit or something, just to chase them around. Now I know I'm not going to be able to kill all of the trebuchet team, but if I can give them a volley or two, I'd be pretty happy with that. There's a lot of them. They're unshielded. They are not as badass in melee as they look. You look at these guys and you think, oh my god, they're absolute menaces, but they're not quite as good as they look. But still, if I can get a bunched up crossbow shot on an unshielded unit, I'm almost always going to take it, as long as it's not a fodder unit. So that's kind of why I'm following them around. Just, yeah. And then if Adin later on, or if Rohan, played by Red Knight, wants to try and deal with the unit as a whole, it's going to be a lot easier for them to do that at range. Still, you can see just how few. This is just such an unusual situation when you've got the attackers really coming forward with such a small force compared to what the defenders are having to use to deal with them. Now, I've really bunched up here. I've bunched up far more than I should have, which is just allowing his axes to come in and pour down onto me. I really should have tried to get this a lot more straight, but either way, I mean, I'm okay with what's going down there. I am suffering a lot of losses, but it is what it is. You can see over here I've got my archers skirmishing with theirs. Now, very sad to lose them. And this is normally an attacker strategy again, but keep in mind I am an attacking player primarily. I'm much better at attacking than I am defending. This is kind of me and my attacker mindset of like, I've got an armoured archer. They have a shield. I'm going to be using them for skirmishing. So I have actually inflicted a few casualties on these guys, but my main goal there has just been like, hey, shoot me. Use up my ammunition, or use up your ammunition on my archers. Don't... I don't want you to be shooting my pikes later on or something silly like that. So you see, I'm moving them forward. I'm still exposing them. Maybe even getting a shot into the nobles there would be lovely. But either way, not too worried about the damage that they're suffering. Over here, Warlord looks like he's, yeah, giving a good bit of focus over on this end now. We've got these boys. Now this is really... I've got to take some water, 1 second. They are so exposed up there. 2 enemy archer fire. They don't have, unlike on a normal wall, you know, they don't have that little barrier in front of them to absorb enemy arrow fire. Now, because they don't have that, because that little wall actually interrupts a lot of your own archers. You'll see it all the time on like Minas Tirith. The guys on the walls are shooting straight up, just because they don't, in their mind, they don't have a clear shot. Because, of course, the model can't lean over that wall. They can't, you know. Whereas these guys are not going to suffer that, but they're also clumped up like that. Counter fire is going to be absolutely devastating to them, even though, as we said at the start, they're quite a heavily armoured archer. And just because the Moria boys have gone pretty heavy numbers here, not really much in the range department, very much melee, they don't have much to go at that. I'm going pretty intense here. This is not looking too pretty. You can see my pikes are sort of shunting their way through. I think they're maybe chasing something, or they're trying to attack a unit that they can't really get at. It's getting pretty nasty for them right now. I'm even getting a javelin in my back here and there, but when those pikes get settled up, I don't know what I'm trying to do there. That's far too much aggression. Maybe, it's going okay, but I'm losing a lot of guys there. At 15 for 14, we're actually down right now, and that's largely to do with my own, that's to do with my losses there, I think. So yeah, bit risky. I think I'm maybe distracted right now with something else. Can't see what it is though. I don't have too much of an excuse to be distracted. But yeah, that trebuchet is moving away from me. I'm bringing back this crossbow unit now because I'm just getting ready for sort of their main push. Is this going a little? This is going in my favor now. I think, yeah, it's going fine now. I think I just knew that once I actually started fighting them would be okay. So I just sort of wanted to like keep chasing them, keep getting involved with that. But still, it's a bit risky. Like, arguably, my guys are very safe from archer fire right now, and I'm doing some good work in melee, but I just don't know if it was worth the losses that it took for me to get there. My archers again over here, because I'm not wanting them to position themselves here to like shoot, or Lord forbid here, where they could even shoot our main line from the right side as well, so the shields be damned. That would be very unpleasant. Now you can see over here, they do actually have, once they enter in this position, they can start running around. And we have the Arathirum down, well, the attackers have the Arathirum, of course. These men-at-arms have been stopped, but the Arathirum do not care. They're not coming around through that entrance. The next access point for them is all the way over here, which I don't think I've noticed this yet. I've noticed it now, so I'm trying to get my ass back. I've got my Rangers over here. My Rangers were originally coming over to again shoot that trebuchet team, but now they've got a much more devastating, much more important target to deal with. And if I get a rear shot, oh, I need some. I do need a screenshot, don't I? That's a bit of a hectic looking shot, but just in case I forget to do one later, that looks kind of nice, doesn't it? But I will, I think. Fingers crossed we get something cooler later. I think I've got a few ideas. Sharpshooters, little bit of a mess pulling them back, but because they were so weirdly spread out like that, even the fearsome Arathirum were not able to get a great charge off. Any guy that they did touch did die. We did shoot a few of them in the back there. My Rangers, you can see, are so spread out, so we're getting shots coming at them from all over the place. Unfortunately, that shot's coming into their left side. They're going to shrug that damage off. I really need to shoot these guys in the back, even with Rangers. But yeah, so this is where I sort of fuck up a bit. So I get my sharpshooters over here, and I'm thinking I can defend this with my crossbowman alone. He's not going to want to risk charging right at the face of my crossbowman. Surely not. And, well, yeah, we'll see how that goes in a minute. So Dol Amroth is coming forward now. This is when I start. No, I don't start. Red Knight is backing me up. I am pouring my javelins in too, but this is a lot of javelins now. Yes, it's coming right into their face, but they do not care too much right now. So we're trying to do everything we can. And this as well is a right pain in the ass, because both my units of sharpshooters were over here facing off of the Arathirum, and I have no sharpshooters ready to pour into that main line. So I really need to move this right now. Okay, they're moving over, but yeah, this is really where I need them. You can see we've been busted through, and this is very scary now. 28 for, well, 29 for 28, so we are down there, as they are flooding on through our lines. I'm sitting in my ruffians in, out of ammunition. Hearthguard coming forward now. They do still have their bows out, but I think I'm just needing to, no, I'm just getting them forward just to start pouring shots into something. I've got my Tharbad Warhammers. Yeah, this is a bit of a panic charge right now for me, because we are not ready to lose this position. It's far too early to lose this outer ground right now. And with Adin, is Adin getting pressed right now? Yeah, Adin is in no space to fall back. Oh, that's beautiful. Those shadow bows can shoot them in the back there. Now you're seeing as well, we've got these snow trolls coming forward. The bloomin' drakes in there. I'm trying to get a shot because this would be quite a... If I can nail something nice, that might be good. Oh, that was a burning. I think that was from their ballista, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was their ballista doing that. Wherever it may be. It might have been our catapult, but I don't think our catapult could have run all the way over here in that time. And they're being pressured from over on this end too. Warlord's not been able to do too much more with those Aratherum. But yeah, it's a pretty fearsome push there. But back to my end, with a little bit of a panic support from Rohan as well. We've been able to get on top of this. But you can see we're no longer holding that choke point. This is a messy fight, which is 9 times out of 10 going to go in favour of the defenders. And as well as that, we've been pushed further back, which means this area is going to be a lot more tempting to those long-range elven archers. They can shoot me in the back or the side from anywhere they want now. Or anywhere across that line that they want. Haven Guard of Athelin, the Haven Guard have been renamed, but it's still just as devastating. They pushed on in. Tharbad Warhammers may be able to give them a little bit of a run for their money, but right now the Tharbad Warhammers are a bit focused. And yeah, it is just sort of a bit of a mess here now, as they continue to sort of push in around the side. These sharpshooters have engaged in melee. They've not used up their ammunition. Those thieves of Tharbad engaged in melee. Again, they've not used up all of their ammunition. They will have a very fun fight there, especially sort of fighting downhill. But those sharpshooters are getting some close range shots in now. With those halberds pushing through the line, of course, I'm targeting them straight up. Let's wipe out this unit. I hope that's what I'm targeting. Good stuff. Very good, boys. Seeing that unit drop very quickly as well. The Hearthguard targeting that too. And the Gatekeeper's back there as well. A very fearsome unit of crossbows. That's always how I like try and punish these sorts of situations. It's like, okay, great, yeah, you've broken around my line. That's great. You can flank me if you want. Here's 3 units of crossbow. Bam. And just try and smash them up like that. This Greenway Garrison Footman banner holder getting shot in the back a little bit slower than the rest of his boys, because the rest of his boys had they had that phalanx movement bonus. Good stuff from that catapult. Thank you very much. I was just about to talk about this is a great achievement for those Belfast Marines, being able to get on in there into the centre like that, where they can start sort of pouring javelins around. But that does mean they're a lovely target for the catapult. Those Dol Amroth archers are up forward now as well. Now they could, if they wanted to, they could also climb into here and use this position. But because we're on huge unit size, which is of course the unit size we normally do play, I don't know if they can. I think they can still fit. It's a tight gap, but they'll be on top of each other, but they'll fit. Those Rangers of Nimrodel are rushing on forward now too. It looks like he's just been wanting to get them inside so that he can use them in melee, but yeah, so you can see I've pulled forward basically my entire force now. Do I have anything in reserve? I don't believe I have left anything behind. No, the only things I've got behind are units that have routed. That's it. Everything I've got has been called forward. And again, that's just because Adin he's not in a position to run away just yet. He's fighting, it's not going too bad for him. Those trolls are making things a real mess. But things are going all right, but he does not want to retreat just yet. 50 for 56, but that's what you'd expect from them right now, as they've done that little charge. Micro attention may have been off from Warlord there because he's got a lot to focus on. He's coming in at 2 entrances. Again, that's why I tend to like, if I'm playing as the support player, I do like to be the first guy to die, so that my micro attention doesn't get pulled around from too many, to too many different places. That's what I'm trying to say. Thieves there, they've sorted that fight. Things are sort of getting under control here, which is it's kind of rare. Pretty skilled players on defense, you could say, to manage to bring this under control, Although you could also argue that a pretty skilled defensive player wouldn't have let himself get into one of these situations. But either way, we've got this sorted. Okay, cool. The Rangers have actually gotten up here, which is absolutely frightening for me. But again, they don't have cover up there, so I can be opening up on them, which I think we do try to do. Oofed! Now, what was that? That was a side shot. That was from a trebuchet from somewhere. Where is the treb? I don't think it's moved. I think it's still over here. It is over here, but goodness me, that is long range, but it is the trebuchet. It's made for that. Oh, shoot. It's going to outpace us. He went for the shield maidens, but no, they were slippery. They got around. I'm just going to have to do a quick sniff. Sorry about this, guys.
Only half the enemy force
Hopefully that didn't come through on mic. It was somewhat muffled. But over here, Warrens of Tir and Gorthad, just about the best that pikes can be. Pushing forward to keep ridding us of this area, or the attackers here. So we basically, I'd like to say that we've sort of deleted each other over here, but the attackers still do have a bit in reserve, and it's a lot of these elves of Lothlorien, which is very frightening. And as I say, I do not have very much at all. You know, I've defended this position, of course, with the aid of Rohan, the great aid of Rohan. We've been able to hold this line. But we are going to be walking out of here with nothing after we've pushed them back. Those Haven Guard are still around, 52 of them, and I don't really have anything even close to matching them in melee with them. A few surviving Warhammers, 25 surviving Warhammers, but my Warhammers are very bloodied up at this point, so it's going to be even tough for them to do much damage. So they're going to be standing for a while. They're tired, at least. That's something for us. I've got my gate guard. Yeah, my gatekeeper's doing their role of jumping up here, securing this gateway, grabbing those Rangers of Nimrodel. I do not want them to get away. 26 of them. I don't think they're locked morale. Yeah, a few of the Rangers are locked morale, but I don't believe. Yeah, they're wavering, so I don't believe they are. We should be able to bust them up, even if we are clumped up right now. I still think this is sort of a worthy roll for us. Good. Yeah, they should be. Oh, I thought they broke. No, that must have been them switching back to shaken that I saw. Aha, fantastic. Firepower from... You can see that was the axes, but there's firepower coming from all over. Well played, those shield maidens. Bring down that general of Dol Amroth. Let's see if that's had an effect on the other line as well. Any Dol Amroth troops feeling the pain from that? More Rangers of Nimrodel. No, they seem happy enough to keep fighting. But they're quite stubborn, even if they aren't locked morale. But I'm not seeing much in the way of Dol Amroth anyway. I think Dol Amroth might be just about finished. So losing their general like that is not going to be a big issue for them. So it looks like myself and Dol Amroth are basically in the same position. We have just about used up all of our forces. And that's going to leave the attack now to Lothlorien and Misty to remain. My gatekeeper's now jumping down right in amongst all of these Galathrim. Not quite the position that a halberdier wants to be, but because of that mass, they've been able to sort of spread themselves out a bit. They should be able to get organised and do some great killing in a minute. Over here, yeah, you're seeing the Galathrim nobles getting some rear shots right into those shield maidens. Rohan not really packing up a lot. Oh, no, they're not going for the maidens. Sorry, who are they going for? Ah, they're just going for our lines here. The wardens and the sharpshooters there. That's a bit of a shame. At least they might get... I would say they'll get a little bit of friendly fire, but these are elves we're talking about. Belfast Marines, again, Warlord making use of this raised position to get shots down on us. It's always a big thing for me. I love to use the defenders' walls against them, the defenders' defensive positions against them. It's always a lot of fun. So it's not so fun when it's used against you. And with that, like, I really don't have that much more to call upon. You can see I've got my Hearthguard in melee there. That's my general stuck in with that. They've used up their ammunition. They're not big killers. They're 2 hit point units though. So they are going to stand and fight for a little while. Fingers crossed. Dunedain Rangers, I've still got those boys. So I'm switching their fire over to the Nobles. You'd think maybe you want them over here to the main line. But no, if I've got a shot on the Galathrim Nobles... I'm going to take it, because these guys are very, very messy. What are you doing missing? They're in a square. They're in a square, Rangers. But yeah, no, they're running away from me now. They know who the superior archer is. Men reign supreme today. These Blade Masters here and Kindred of Celeborn, at least they've got their blades out. If those boys had ammunition, we'd be in big, big trouble. They may very well still have ammunition. I don't remember seeing them fire too much today. And that is going to be the last. That is, well, yeah, that's definitely going to be all she wrote over here. My Hearthguard, as good as they are sort of standing their ground, they're going to get surrounded. They're going to get wiped out quite quickly. The Gatekeepers backed up against this corner. They'll hopefully they'll try their best to fight to the last, but that's not not going to be too long for them, even with their heavy armor. I couldn't afford to give them an armor upgrade, and I'm so sad about that. Yeah, it seems because of some unit changes, some cost changes, and no longer those Dunedain captains. Dunedain captains are now a mounted unit. I've had to alter my Cardolan army, which means that my money is different. So I no longer have that extra 50 florins that I need to give my gatekeepers an armor upgrade, and I'm very sad about it. But yeah, you see that in the Helm's Deep fight. Oops, sorry about that. The Helm's Deep fight. I didn't have an armor upgrade for my gatekeepers. I was sad about that, but good stuff. Hopefully this 2v2, we should come out on top. This guy's bloodied. No! He's down, and my general's just gone down too. Hell, not good. Oh! Good stuff. I thought he was going through a death animation, but no, he's alright. Or that might have been his kill animation. Either way though, it's a bit of a worry, as the Glathrym Riders are now in. Sharpshooters, I've got a few sharpshooters left. These are the guys that got caught up in melee. They've got a lot of ammunition to spare, so I do not want them getting grabbed. And these Glathrym Riders are going to try and do exactly that. That was 30 down to 20... ouch. Down to 14 from that charge, and these guys ain't even Lancers. So very nasty. Now they're going to try to charge on forward to my Rangers. Not going to be able to pull off the same sort of move, but then we really want that catapult surviving. So we're going to try and get that thing back. Over here, it's been it's been a much more equal bloodbath. There's far less remaining over here. Let's see, some gobble crossbows pulled back. Okay, we do actually have some ranged power. Do look like they've been used though. Maybe something more hiding in the forests, but doesn't look like too much at all. So it really looks like it's going to be the elves coming in to try and claim this this elven stronghold for themselves. High elves long gone. So I've got some forces that have routed back. I could have thrown them forward, but when it's this sort of distance to the front line, and I know that we're going to be falling back, usually I'll just leave my routed forces back there. Let them get some energy, because hell, 10 ruffians toward the end of some fights, that can be all you need. So we're still trying to get this catapult back. Marshals, we don't have any spears, we don't have any cavalry over here. It's going to be difficult to sort that. And you see the Trebuchet team, they've been thrown on into melee now. My Hearthguard's still really struggling. Gatekeepers trying their best. Still sort of, as long as they keep their backs to the wall, they'll do quite well. You know, as long as the enemy can't really surround them, they'll hopefully fight. They were wavering there. They'll either break, you know, but they shouldn't just die super quick. The only way they'll die quick is if they break. Hearthguard totally surrounded now. May be very good at defense, heavily armored with that spear, 2 hit points, but when you're this surrounded by elven forces, there's not really a lot you can do. So they're just trying to buy time at this point. Same with the gatekeepers. Steady now, happy with that fight. Hell, I mean, at this point, because of the situation in that fight, if they can kill man for man, I'd be very, very happy against those elves, but I don't see them doing that. I think they will break long before that happens. Over here, still trying to get that catapult back, but I think there was a lot of sort of pathfinding shenanigans around here that was just causing a bit of a problem. My Dunedain Rangers just trying to get some shots over. I think I was just using fire arrows to try and get a break on this Dol Amroth unit. That was my goal, really. But I'm not really going to be able to break anything else, so I think oh no, I'm getting out of there, which I like. I think there was a lot of time where I was wanting to maybe like hang around and try and make sure that catapult got out of there safely, but because of these little pathfinding problems, we were just like, nope, stuff it. Just leave the catapult, try and fire off a few more shots, and I'm getting the hell out. So my Rangers running off to be one of the very few units I'm going to have left. Over here, Medicelled Guard from Red Knight getting pulled back. The rest of Red Knight's forces pulled back over here. Numenor pushing forward, however. Looks like Adin wants to get out and try and bring an end to Tintin. These heroes of men deciding to let the middlemen hold, well, I mean, Numenorians, you know, in the form of Cardolan, but the rest middlemen hold the final line. They're going to shunt out here and wipe out the last of these orcs that are lurking in the forests. Let's see. No, but that's that. So we won't go 2 times speed. We'll just vibe for a bit. Oh no, there's stuff going on. Yeah, because there is a good bit of sort of maneuvering now. You always sort of get that on one of these bigger maps. Always a bit of time where people are sort of repositioning, working out where they want to be and so on. But unfortunately, that catapult has been grabbed. Riddermark Axeman came in trying just as a last-ditch effort to save the catapult, but bit of a shame. Yeah, you can see the Dwarven catapult crew are trying to still grab it, but it's gone. We need to just use these dwarves in melee at this point, and they're slicing down those marines. Yeah, man on man with a. This is what these dwarves are for. Oh, backstab from one Haven Guard. Very cool to see. And he got a kill. He came in, totally ignored the dwarves. He wanted to be right in the middle of the dwarves, so he came in, backstabbed. Or no, he wouldn't have backstabbed him. He's a Haven Guard, but he would have honourably duelled one of those axemen down, and now he's slicing down the elves. But the kindred are coming around. What's this? A few of the archers I tried to rout off earlier. They're still there. One Westmark infantryman. Very nice. I do love that. I love when you've just got like tiny handfuls. And that's what I've got here. Now I really hope we follow those guys a bit. I will try to keep an eye on them because they do get up to some little hijinks. But if I do miss them, then oh dear. But yeah, so we got those three knights. Yeah, they're as brave as knights. The three thieves back there. So Lothlorien is, yeah, he's now wiped out the catapult. The few remaining Rohirrim there, and we're at 87 for 90. So we're still ahead. Balance of power is a little bit against us, but we're still technically ahead. The worry is that the elves still have those, pretty good elites. Now we've still got these Royal Guard. We've still got the Shadowbows chasing off those crossbowmen over here. A few more crossbowmen they'll slice down. Yeah, just clearing more chaff for us, which is always good. Over here. But the riders are coming forward. Now, these are Royal Guard. Those are Royal Guards. So this is still a spear unit that he's got to deal with. But, cavalry can do some shenanigans. You've got to be careful with them. Even if you do have a spear in your hand. What are my little green marks that I'm seeing here? If I zoom in a little. What's this? Some toolkeepers bugged out. Well, not bugged out, but they're just hiding in that house right now. I don't really blame them. They've been fighting pretty nicely. Are those toolkeepers as well? Damn, yeah, okay, those guys were on the very front line of it, so yeah, I don't blame them for just wanting to scurry off into a house and try and wait for this to be over. That's the Moria General gone. So again, that is a good sight. The cavalry running pretty free around us here. 2 gatekeepers bolting back. But it really is down to Red Knight. I've got my rangers, but apart from that, I've got rangers and routed units. So really, some of these are bugged out, but I have actually managed to keep hold of quite a few of them. I was quite happy with that. So I do, but my main goal is going to be to use those rangers just to their absolute max power. Dwarven catapult crew actually outpacing the elves. Oh my goodness me, those swift dwarves being able to stay ahead of their pursuers. But no, the elves are happy enough waiting now. So I'm going to have to cough in a second. No, that's fine. Okay, right, this is, yeah. So this was a bit of a shame. So Adam came back after dealing with the last of the Moria orcs, but he's now just been faced up against all of these elves. So there's not really a lot he can do. He's just got to try and make sure he gets the most fair fight he can. There are actually 3 Farazim Swordmasters left. So yeah, they're just sitting in amongst the Royal Guard. If they can get some decent fights... Oh god, it's the nobles though. If it was anybody but the nobles. So it's a good slam in there. There's some real quality up against it. If this fight was just left to be like man on man, maybe we could bring down the nobles. I don't think so. I don't see those 3 Farazim Swordmasters being able to win this, but no, the boys are getting surrounded now. And with the spears involved in melee... Oh! Shadowbows actually went out to grab the horses. That's very good. A few little slices. They're not going to bring down any of those those skilled defensive knights, or riders, really, not knights.
The enemy army flees the field.
Oh, that must have been the last of Moria. Oh, dearie me, Axe-been getting into the... At least it's the... Ooh. No, I was going to say at least it's the left side of the Royal Guard, but no, most of that was into the back. Oh, this one Haven Guard is still alive. Dearie me, he's done very, very, very well. He's been fighting for a good bit, definitely down to his last hit point, no doubt. Oh, I do also have some of these men-at-arms. And, yeah, my Rangers. I do have those sharpshooters with ammunition, 2 gatekeepers, 10 ruffians. Oh, we've got 3 shield maidens, fantastic, out of ammunition. But I believe those shield maidens actually do provide a morale buff. So, and you provide that same morale buff no matter how many of you are. You know, you're still a really pretty lady. So, you know, you're still providing that morale buff. So no, that's some good stuff there. Hopefully we can keep them alive. Dwarven catapult crew, so we do have the power of the dwarves with us as well to try and face off whatever the Numenorians do not manage to kill. 56 of the trebuchet team remaining still. Where are those Fires of Swordmasters? Are there any remaining still? Looking for that gold. I think they're gone. I think they probably got charged by the trebuchet team and just being so badly bloodied up. To be honest, any axe that they want to send down might, yeah, like that guy just got hit in the back. I would definitely welcome any shots. I think that was probably the last. No, they've still got ammo. Dearie me. Well, that's not pretty for us. Kindred. Oh, shoot, the Kindred are now axe throwers as well. I see, they're no longer bowmen. So they're much more of an assault type unit now. Those guys are still still tucked up inside that building. I have, however, moved my thieves forward. We pursued the elves. At this point, I really had no idea what I wanted to do with them. I think my plan was really just... I mean, if we get like a really small unit like those Galadrim archers and we can backstab them when they're by themselves, we might cause a break. You know, that's really the best possibility for us. Again, the Axemen maybe get a rear charge on them, kill 3 of them in the charge. Then it's 1v1 fights, which we might be able to win. But still, it's you know, it's all these little things. I've got a handful of them, but I remember back in the day of, like, of course, the thing that really reignited my love for Medieval 2 was, of course, Pixelated Apollo's siege fights back in the day. And I mean, he still does them, of course, but I remember just back those basic vanilla Medieval 2 siege fights. You know, so many of them just came down to like 5 or 10 guys, and it was like, you know, we see that happen in Reforged quite a bit as well. So you really, you've got to make the absolute most out of every single resource you've got. You know, as long as it's not pulling away your micro attention drastically. I have jumped up to 2 times speed there. I don't want to go any faster than that. Like, but again, you know, I really like this map. I think with this new version of Reforged, and that's why, you know, the boys are... I won't release this one. I won't release this video until after the new version of Reforged comes out. Because the boys are wanting to be, you know, protective of these new maps, a lot of this new stuff, so which I get. It's very fair, you know, they put a hell of a lot of work into it, but fuck, they look good. And now we're seeing over here, let's go to 1 time speed, because I'm trying to run. I think I tried to advance, but then I got spotted. Now, if I could get just those Lothlorien spears, so the thieves running back here, and what I'm trying to do here is just break that charge with this building. There we go. Good, good. So because I managed to sort of get them to do that little spin, they didn't get a charge on me. So I'm not going to kill anything here, but I didn't receive a charge, and I stabbed them a little bit. That's something that you can always sort of try to do. Again, tough when you got a larger unit, but horses can't really, they can't like turn 90 degrees and charge you. Now, that was a bit of a mistake from me. I shouldn't have had them pull out their knives. Down to 1, I think. No, still 2. There's still 1 guy in here. Yeah, he's over there. So, I was having them just sort of battle. And to be honest, if I can just have them battle these horsemen... I mean, well, I don't really have a choice about it, but I was okay with that. I mean, they're not going to kill a horseman, but that's a good few little slashes the boys have done to those Galadrim riders. There's nothing going on right now, I don't believe, so I'm going to be watching this. The lad, he's got his two buddies there. They've both fallen. No, I'm not having you. Yes! 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 Good man. Good man. Oh, fantastic. I'm chuffed to bits that you got a kill. And they're still trying to get away. They're running from them. Yeah! He's not going to get another kill, surely. No, I don't think he does. He does get gatted here, but... Ah, good man. Absolutely chuffed to bits with him. I totally forgot that he got a kill. If he gets another one, I'm going to be over the moon. But I don't think he does. Nah, there he goes. But, I mean, the lads, yeah, they're celebrating. Stuff you little elven assholes. But, yeah. But they may be showing him respect. But no, they were walking away from him. Scoundrels. Anyway, yeah. So the lads, they took out one. And they were stabbing up. That's a lot of stabs I dealt to those horses, okay? You know, that's a lot of damage. Anyway, here, right, okay, so Dol Amroth archers moving forward. Again, I'm really just having to... We were communicating, this is the thing as well, with these fights, we're all in the same Discord channel, both attackers and defenders, aren't we? Yeah, it's attackers and defenders in the same channel together, which is a nice way to do it. You're getting a lot of shenanigans, a little bit of shit talking going back and forth, which is great, but it does mean you can sort of do little you can't be too blatant about what you're doing, but you can communicate a little bit. But still, it really is down to what Red Knight wants to do, and I'm having to sort of mix in amongst that as best I can with my survivors. So they have clashed forward here with these Galathrim spearmen. Let me see, this is kind of nice, isn't it? Because Rohan just looks good. The Westmark forces look amazing. And that's going really quite in our favour here. Yeah, relying on this Westmark force to do some good work. I'm getting my sharpshooters around. With such a small unit, I can position them places that you couldn't either, you know, otherwise. I really would have... I'd love to have gotten them a little bit further around, maybe just here. But as well as that, I think Red Knight... You know, if there's a position that Red Knight wants to put his Medicil Guard, I'm letting him have them. Where are we shooting right now? I think I'm going for just the main line. Oh, come on, boys. That was a cancelled shot. And I'm shooting up and over with these Rangers as well. Dearie me. Cannot be having that. I need these shots to be hitting. Not because of an ammunition struggle. You know, at such a low unit count, we're going to be having difficulty getting through all of our ammo. It's all about just the speed. We need to kill these guys fast before they're able to sort of break through our front lines. Over here, these nobles, 70 off them. What are we at? 91 for 93, but you can keep in mind the kindred, still 59 kindred, and 70 nobles there. And we don't really have elites. We've got the Medicil Guard is our only elite. And the Medicil Guard is not really going to be able to go toe-to-toe with these units. These Elven elites. Those kindred getting some beautiful shots into the Westmark Marshals. At least it's the left side. That's all we can really say. You know, so at least our shields are coming into play. That guy had an interesting death. Still 3 shield maidens. Is there a clash here? There is. Yeah, so they're pressing all sides. This trebuchet team is not going to be able to break through on the centre, but it stops us from being able to sort of pull this unit away and just sort of leave crap there. We've got to leave something significant there until that trebuchet team is dead anyway. So again, positioned over here. I think I'm getting some better shots in. Ah, good. Fantastic. I'm finally actually using my fortifications. This would be a good shot, wouldn't it? Get your bows out, boys. Get your bows out. Come on, come on, come on. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to hover here for a second just for that thumbnail. You know how it is, boys, you know. Get out, get out, get out. Try to sort of get your boys up here. It's not tricky. It's not too bad. You got to be a little bit careful with it. Oh, okay, no, they don't want to do it. Might be... Oh, I'm going to miss it, I'm going to miss it, I'm going to miss it. Maybe I can make that work. Maybe that's all I'll do. I won't go for anything else. I do think the thumbnails help a fucking lot. Like, I really do. So I should make more of an effort for my thumbnails. But yeah, it is what it is. Spear, sort of sharpshooters as well. So right now, yeah, it's just a lot of range power that I've got. Oh, men-at-arms pulled back. I think they broke again from this. They were over here assisting with this line, and they've curled up around it. 93 for 95. We're still ahead, gamers. We're still ahead. 55 nobles, 58 kindred. These two numbers are really the only thing I care about. The rest, you know, those axemen we can deal with. These archers we can deal with. They're going to shoot us. That's the problem. I think that's why I rush out my gatekeepers. or my gatekeepers are maybe already dead. But I think I use one of my little scrappy units to try and go and deal with them. Those horsemen are through. They charged my sharpshooters. Really just interrupted me. I love the aggression from the Medicaid Guard. Just getting them around. Because if we deal with this, then this is a good swarm. All those dwarves as well. With the Westmark Marshals and everything. Could just come screaming around. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, just leave. Don't sort of ignore the trebuchet team. And go and deal with those archers. Because we broke them as well. That was good. Oh, fantastic. I love that. The little guy doing a little dance on the floor. Very based. Marshals there. We're whittling them down. We are whittling down these elites, as you're seeing. In the centre, though, the Kindred are pushed on in. But, now that they're inside, my rangers have just turned around and started to shoot at them. They've not woken up those... they've woken up... Ah, fantastic! Adnan's back in the fight. They've woken up the Belgar footmen, which is great. Spearmen coming rushing on forward. The troops from this side are coming around as well. Because we are almost done there. So it means my crossbowmen are free too. I can't remember where I've pushed them. I didn't rush them down there, did I? No. Yeah, I really like this map. I think it's gorgeous. Yeah, I really think it's pretty. And I think a lot of these, the new maps that we've got are absolutely stunning. So I'm chuffed to bits with them. Over here, Kindred, yeah, it's still hacking and slashing these boys down. Well, how many Kindred is that? 45. Okay. Based, nice. So it's a great intimidation strategy. Just like forcing all of their troops to glitch out right in the middle of them. Oh, look how many he's done it for. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Goodness me, fantastic. And he's coming in for a backstab now, the Kindred. Westmark Infantry, the Dwarves, the Marshals. And then inside, my sharpshooters are positioning themselves up here. I had my rangers up there, but I just couldn't get a shot. I could not get a shot on anything, so I pulled them down. Or they might be out of ammo. I think... Oh no, they're saying they're reloading, so they've got something. Sharpshooters, how are you doing? Because you never... During a fight, you almost never get to like actually look down and see what your archers are doing. They are shooting, What are they shooting? Oh, I think... Yeah, I'm going for these Kindred in the back that have come around there. That's what I'm trying to lay hits into. But yeah, when you're actually in the fight, you got a bit of... This is the... Oh, goodness sake. He's back to the dwarves. I like that. This one vengeful dwarf is just like, no, you slaughtered a few of my buddies. We're having a one-to-one fight over here. Fantastic. I mean, that Haven Guard has to be very badly bloodied, but the dwarf seems to be getting a bit stun-locked there. He's just not attacking fast enough. Good, get him! He got an attack in, but no. I think he'll rely on him. He knows he can't beat him. He knows, this dwarf, he knows that he can't beat the Haven Guard, but he knows he can be, he can just hold up his shield for long enough that his allies can win the day elsewhere. That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, so his eyes are always on the boys. Ooh. No, and we do have a bit of a break there. Or a pull back. Yes, the Glathram Archers are pulling back. They're wanting to use their ammo. The balance of power started moving in our way. What happened? Oh, I think that was the dwarf that went down. Where's that Haven Guard? There he is. He's still around, goodness sake. He's just like looking for his best target, really. A few Kindred there. Still 30 Kindred. Where are the nobles? Have we dealt with the nobles? No, there's 30 nobles too. What's the percentage at? 97 for 98, so we're only 1% ahead. This Haven Guard rushing in here. Ah, there he goes. Yeah, he was sort of stuck in that internal charge. And but that's him. That's him wiped. So that is no more Dol Amroth on the field. A few dwarfs still remaining. What we got down here? Bugged out unit. I think, yeah, bugged out down there. So again, I've just got my rangers like looking for targets. But I need to maybe get a little bit closer because I'm firing shots at these Kindred. Okay, no, this is a lot of Kindred here. Yeah, I was worried that I'd be getting a lot of Westmark Marshal. Friendly fire. Sorry about the burp near the mic. I don't think that was a burp in mic, but yeah. But shots coming in. Where am I? I've got 12 sharpshooters. Have I put them on top? I have! Yeah, I've got my sharpshooters up here. And I think my sharpshooters have been like raining shots down onto those nobles. Medicil Guard, out of ammunition now. Getting sent into melee. Pretty impressive in melee. I love the Medicil Guard. I think, well, looks-wise, they're incredible, which is a big thing for me with units. I do tend to take the units that I think look cool. But then also, yeah, throwing amazing and just melee ability is pretty top tier too, of course. But up against some of these like elven elites, gonna still be a struggle for them. But 60 off them should be all that we need. As the nobles are still getting pushed back up against this edge, us really just sort of scraping together an army, as my rangers are still trying to find their targets. Perhaps resulting in a little bit too much friendly fire now there. I'd probably stop shooting. What I should do is basically hold fire and move up really... Oh, fantastic! These guys did end up getting like touched in melee, so they're coming forward, these 3 footmen, ready to help sort of bring the fight to the end. Unfortunately, their Tollkeeper brothers are still more than happy. They've not heard that we're winning now. Yeah, they're still just sort of cowering away down there. I love this place. This building is really cool. And it just sort of leads down. Those little things. Oh, God. I mean, imagine just vibing there. That'd be so cool. Yeah, dear me. Sorry, distracted. Oh dear, the nobles are free. Yeah, they're trying to get in contact with my rangers now. We unloaded a good close range shot on them. I think this is... It's a very unique unit. Is that the general? Do we no longer have Haldir as the general of Lothlorien? Maybe we don't. They just pushed past my pikemen. My pikemen jabbed away at them for a bit. There's still one Westmark infantryman too. But I'm just trying to run my archers away, getting a volley on them, and I think I then take this fight. Because I'm about out of ammunition anyway. I outnumber them. Come on, we outnumber them a lot. Let's get stuck in. Yeah, cool. So my rangers now rushing to take this fight. 6 versus 38. The 6, of course, heavily damaged, and hopefully down a few hit points. Should be able to handle this. And with pikemen making their way forward, coming for that rear attack, should be able to handle that. My crossbowmen up here still looking for targets. Oh god, they look so cool. The Cardolan rework is just absolutely gorgeous. I've still kept firing because I've actually got quite a good shot on their backs there. But no, dear me. So this, what do we end up? 98 to 99. I don't think that they'll kill us down to 99. That was the general. Okay, cool. And how many... They actually killed less than I expected them to. Very cool. I don't think they'll bring us up to 99. How many do they have left? Not really enough. I think we do have... Yeah, they did pull these archers down just to inflict a little bit more damage on us. Oh, there's one Westmark Marshal. What are you doing? Why are you just sliding past them, dude? They're shooting you. Alright, I guess he just was looking. He was wanting to find the exact guy that he wanted to duel. This guy wants him, but he's like, no, I want to jab him down. He's the best archer. Fantastic. That tends to happen when you've got a two-handed weapon and you're attacking somebody. That's why I was quite surprised to see it was happening with that spearman before. But yeah, good. Medicil Guard coming to finish the job.
We've lost control of the
98. Oh, nice. Very pretty. I still do not see us reaching 99. Unless there's something more tucked away, but I really don't think there is. I think that's all they got. So anyway, this is another... So I've got 3... So this will be my 3rd video that I've just got waiting until after the patch drops. I've got 2 Helm's Deep fights. And then this Rivendell one. So, looking through... Yeah, you see, I did deploy a hell of a lot, which is a bit... I almost had the most on the field. 10-10 beat me just, but... I mean, it meant I could soak up damage, which I did, you know. Hearthguard there. Hearthguard could have done a lot more killing. Yeah, I had to sort of throw them in a bit panic-wise. They did use up all their ammo, but then in melee, they just got surrounded. Tharbad Warhammers as well. Just kind of wrong place, wrong time. God damn, those poor men at arms. generally okay. Yeah, with a defense, you know, I'd really want to be reaching like 100 for each of these guys, but they were fighting elves, which you know, is fair enough. The poor wardens got shot to pieces. You can see, generally, I find it's easier to heal range damage. So that's, you know, you're seeing just how many shots I was taking. Oh dear, footmen, damn. But the thieves, chuffed to bits with the thieves. I never use thieves in field battles, but I love them in sieges, especially siege defenses. I just think they're a lot of fun, and I think they're really quite good at it. Ruffians as well. Gatekeepers though, perfecto. 328, nice. And then 237, still pretty damn good. And then that 89 was the last group as well. They yeah, they were catching, yeah, oh no, wait, was that prisoners caught? No, yeah, a few of them anyway. Yeah, so they were just doing damage slowly just because they'd suffered charges and melee and just bad times. Rangers, they're a bit surprised, but again, the Rangers were targeting pretty high quality units toward the end, and even like they were shooting at the nobles for a lot of time in the beginning, so I'm not too worried about that, and same with the archers, yeah. So, like, Cardolan is mainly my field battle faction, so in a siege, I enjoy them in a siege, and they certainly can be very good in a siege, but yeah, it's there. I think I played that a bit too much like a field battle, was perhaps my issue, but it was Rivendell, so maybe, you know, is what it is. Adden really sort of helping us out there, wiping out a lot of gobbles very efficiently. Look at those prisoners captured. We actually missed it. I think there was another charge out, I think it was around here, that he grabbed so many of them. So, and he dealt with the trolls and the drakes, stopped the drakes getting through him as well. That would have been devastating. If the drakes got through and they got into my back lines, I would have been finished. So yeah, big sacrifices, and then of course Red Knight just bringing it home for us. Very, very good. Hidden, of course, just blasting me to pieces, racking up those kills. Warlord being you know, pretty damn good, mixing up between the forces, a lot to sort of deal with, a lot of micro to handle there, and Tintin, of course, just being the swarm, and yeah, dealing with our heaviest troops. So that was good. It was a lot of fun to do Rivendell, and I'll try and do another recording right now. Maybe, hopefully, something I can post soon. Cool. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.